Welcome everybody to our April call, which I had March on the document until about 5 minutes ago. I am excited for this call. My mom and I have collaborated on some different things. I think that if we're being honest, maybe it's just me, I feel like I could be better prepared for this call, but I think sometimes it's like good not to be. I mean, of course, we're not just flying by the seat of our pants totally, but there's a couple things that I don't have totally ironed out, and that's part of the fun of it. So let's start off by celebrating March because, you know, in every month there's a lot to celebrate. But when doTERRA, they're so good at what they do. That's why I love working for them. Puts out an amazing BOGO week with an amazing BOGO box. We're going to celebrate what happened on our team. So go ahead, Mom.
Well, I was just going to say, when I was preparing for the March call, when I was preparing today, I looked back at March and I was like, I had no idea what March would hold. I mean, leadership, post-leadership events, BOGOs, BOGO Box, ebooks, new products, new enrollment kits, convention plans. I mean, really. And then you take all of that and the growth that our team experienced in this last month, and I'm totally overwhelmed. I'm like speechless. Becky is speechless. So I'm inspired. I really am by what we've all accomplished in this first quarter so far in 2021. I want you to think about this. We just completed the first quarter. Now the number is we have 1,891 fierce leaders. And we have 17 new members last month. So guys, we are going to hit 2,000 members this year. And I'm really excited about that. So I want to just acknowledge everybody, every role that every person played in this month of March. But I also want to just do a little shout out to people who got enrollments this month, because we know what drives our business, right? So the people with one enrollment: Amy Baumitz, Laura Whipperman, Susan Wood, and two people who got their very first enrollment. And I'm so proud of them: Bonnie Zinkowitz and Tanya Ayello. Can we just have a little whoop whoop? Great job, ladies. Super, super proud of you. Two enrollments: Laura Shields, Laura Hadamio, Sonia, and Jerry. Guys, great job. Way to go. And I'm just like, I don't know what happened, but yours truly here had 4 enrollments. Hey, Gary. So I'm doing a little bit of this too. So I'm just proud of everybody. But even more important, this is what happens in a big volume month. We had rank advancements. Guys, we had 5 rank advancements. So we had Susan Wood and Pam Jensen hit elite. And guys, this is where the magic really starts to happen. This is where things get exciting and interesting. Never a dull moment. So congratulations to both of you. And then Tanya, you advanced to director. Amazing. You've been working so hard. You've been working with Susan, and I see that. And Carla Vivacqua and Brenda Hinsdale each hit manager. So 2 new elites, a new director, and 2 new managers. If these people that I am shouting out to are in your downline, please celebrate them. And Susan, Pam, and Tanya, I really hope you celebrate yourself by taking a little break to appreciate what your hard work has accomplished.
Thanks, Mom. It was a great month. Great group effort there. So I'm going to share a PowerPoint really quick. Can you raise your hand on here if you had a chance to watch? It's okay if you didn't. The roadmap presentation that doTERRA did. I put the recording and some of the stuff in the team app. Did anybody catch some of that? Okay, so I'm going to give you like the 30-second rundown. I'm going to save you we're going to save that for you. So let me share my screen. Okay, I'm calling it things that you should know. Very official, right? Do you like that? Hold on, I've got a note on my screen that I want to make sure yet. Okay, so what do I think that you should actually know from that presentation? So Em doesn't have to listen to Russell Butters. I'll be Russell Butters for her. Okay, so doTERRA is working really hard to let us in on what they're planning so that we can collaborate with them and work with them well. So we're at the beginning of the next quarter, like my mom said, and the focus here is toxins, eliminating toxins, and it's called Goodbye Toxins, Hello Nature. That hashtag, that's the hashtag, right? And so that's what the next 3 months is all about. And so reducing toxic load campaign, it started with the Aroma Essentials collection going live. We'll talk about that. It's focusing on aromatic use first, very interesting, right? Removing synthetic fragrances, like super easy on ramp, all that. Then the internal focus is going to happen more in June, and then topical with like the beauty routine type stuff in July. Okay, so make sure that you're paying attention to that, but you're going to see things coming with that. The digital marketing kit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. If you're not aware of this digital market, I call it Kanto. I'm not sure if it's Kanto. Nobody knows, but that's what the link looks like when you're there. And I just want to make sure that you're aware of this because you have access to this, and I think you should be utilizing it. So, for example, actually, I'm going to show you specifically, if you look here at the Aroma Essentials collection, because we showed this in our CE class on Saturday, they've got like a video in here about reducing toxic load that it's a minute and a half, and it's really good, really well done. And you can just grab that right out of there. They've got like Instagram story size, regular size ones. You can go through all the different things. Okay. So if you're not utilizing this, make sure you have access to it, bookmark it on your account and really use that. Okay. So I want to make sure you guys got that. Okay, enrollment kit updates. Are you guys ready for this? So I just planned that we were going to do the healthy home kit with our like one-on-one oil conversation model, and it's discontinued. Like, can't even find a picture of it for you on the website. Gone. So this was the top 10 oils with like things for around the home. So it's gone. Okay, so that's okay. I'm not mad about it. I just think it's funny. So pay attention to that. Healthy Start enrollment kit, the Breve diffuser is gone. Pebble diffuser is in. Apparently it has a similar footprint, like nothing about the price has changed, but you should be paying attention to that, right? Natural Solutions kit. So the new pricing is $485 wholesale. So the cost went down. And the reason why, well, first of all, the Lumo diffuser is transitioning to the La Luz. There's new packaging, and they're taking out the shampoo and conditioner because that's right. The new stuff is coming in the summer. And the one other change was the dispensers are going to amber glass dispensers. Okay. And the Healthy Essentials kit name is changing back to the Home Essentials, which like, I think that's Emily's mad. I think it's the greatest thing in the world because it is confusing. And I think the bottom line is there's been major like outcry from the field of wellness advocates being like, please, can we call it the Home Essentials again? And doTERRA listened. So if you missed out on the drama of that, don't worry, just know that it's going back to the Home Essentials. That's all you need to know. Okay, fair enough. Healthy Habits. This is the one with the LLV and, you know, that foundation, the $195 price point. So the lemon 5 ml is transitioning to tangerine 5 ml. And why is this? I guess it's been in the works for a while. And like Dr. Hill is the driver on this because tangerine has significantly more limonene in it. And that's like the foundation of like, get that in your water, support yourself that way. So that it was like, that's what's happening there. Okay. And so there's a new enrollment kit flyer. Do you remember when they updated the enrollment kits last time and they didn't give us the flyer until like a month and a half later? Well, like, boom, we've got it. So check it out. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's ready to go. There's the Aroma Essentials on there, Aroma Essentials that we're excited about. So, that is all ready to go for you. I just Googled it and it pulled up the link, but I think that's really good stuff. Okay. All right, that's enrollment kit updates. Let's talk quickly about the new wellness programs, okay? So we still have immune, mind and mood, and pain, can't think, relief, okay? Sleep and respiratory have been added in. Do not forget the add-ons. I forget about them, don't forget. So like I put a picture there of what the rest or sleep ones are, the mulberry silk eye mask, Serenity soft gels, bergamot, Roman chamomile. And here's a graphic that kind of explains it a little bit more. Take a screenshot if you want, but it's just like our LLV add-ons, right? Select up to 3 items each month per kit, right? So you've got like 3 kits, whatever. You can understand that, I think. So the sleep wellness program, you can see what the add-ons are, and the respiratory, you can see. Did you see frankincense is on there, guys? Look at that. Frankincense. Okay. So the discount you can see and what it will do to the PV. So be paying attention to that with the wellness tracks. Melissa,
I just want to say, like, I took 5 days off and I missed like the world. Everything's like, wow.
I'm glad I watched the training. You're welcome, everybody. Okay,
Yeah, you
Mom.
sent the link, but I was on the beach and I didn't
I
watch it.
know, it's okay.
Sorry, so sorry.
This is
So
for you.
the Rare Florals enrollment promo, I really want you guys to know this, to know it well, and to go for it. So they are offering the Devana Touch, which is a $32 value with 3 enrollments of at least 100 PV. Remember that, okay? Jasmine essential oil, not an absolute like it's been in the past. This is, you will be the first people to get your hands on a
The
bottle of
only
jasmine.
people.
Yeah, essential oil, because it is not sold. It's the first ever steam distilled jasmine essential oil in the world. You can't buy it, you got to earn it. $200 value. So you get that with the Devana if you get 5 enrollments. Sometimes what doTERRA does is if you get up to so many, you get 1 and then 4 more and you get the other, but you don't get both. Guys, you can get both this month with 5 enrollments. So here's some things I want you to remember, okay? If somebody enrolls with less than 100 PV, they can place an additional order in the month of April to qualify, okay? Don't despair if they don't, but I'm going to tell you it's a lot easier to have them get the 100 PV all in one order. I had somebody enrolled recently, and in March, one of my enrollments was going to be 8250, and I knew she had some things on her wish list, and I was like, I would love to gift you the Breathe, the respiratory blend. So let's just put that on there and I'll PayPal you for it. And I got her to the 100 PV. Does that make sense? Sometimes you can help somebody get there by gifting them an oil. This is different than, oh, I already talked about the promos in the past. So how this is going to work though, if you qualify for one or both of these oils, you're going to get a promo code. It used to be that they would just get delivered to your home a few months later. Not so. You're going to get a promo code within 5 business days of the end of April. And then you're going to have until August 21st, it should have been 31st, I think, to redeem the code by putting it in any LRP order. So you get your enrollments, you qualify, you get the code back from them, and then you redeem the code by the end of the summer in an LRP order, and they're going to send you the oils. So don't miss out on getting your oils if you work hard to qualify. So I just want you to be thinking about, who have you talked to? Who have you been sharing with? I hope you keep a list of who you sample, who you connect with. Write it in your planner, put it in your phone. Maybe they're ready to make a decision. We can all brainstorm ways to reach out to people and maybe put some ideas into Fierce Leaders for everyone to see. But you know what? I'm just going to do a shout out here. We've got CE classes, we've got EOME, we've got people doing oily pop-ups on all different topics of interest this month. Our team majors on cross-line collaboration. We help each other out. And the best of all, we've got that Herbalicious product call. So start personally picking up the phone, start inviting people to what we already have in place. You'll be surprised at the positive response. And some of you who have enrolled people a long time ago, let's do a Zoom call for those people that were enrolled a long time ago. You know who you are, and reach out to me if you want to join Amy and me on a Zoom call to talk about strategy for that.
Strategy with those oldies but goodies. Gotta love them. Okay. So, oh, really quickly, I have to give a shout out to Laura Whip, who pulled the plug and grabbed it. This is her picture, the new sampling pouches. So has anybody noticed that sampling now costs $4 to send a quarter dram? Okay, that's going to be a problem, my friends. So Laura Whipperman is trying these out. She's offered to, which I think is very generous, even to send you one if you want. Basically, you put the oil in there and you seal it with with a flat iron, and then they tear it off and use it. It's like a 1 serving and done. So I'm excited to hear more feedback from her on this, and the affordability. It's just like, it's just like sending a letter in the mail. It's just a stamp. And so I think we should all be paying a lot of attention to this. Some of us might want the postage deduction, and some of us might just want to let it be. I was like, what postage this year? Holy cow. So I'm excited about this. All right. And Laura Whipperman, thank you for leading the way on that, leading the charge. Okay, I want to show you April 2021 outlines that I've been working on for you guys. These are not perfect. These are customizable. They are starting a launching pad. Okay, so all April classes, if you want to let people know about those, here's Laura Whipperman's outline that she shared in Fierce leaders for you. I put the link to the graphics so you have that. An idea I had was, we've got a lot of fun classes coming up. A few I think you'd really like. Do you want me to send over the April class schedule with the ones I think you'd like highlighted, right? So like getting that buy-in on that. The new sleep program, some ideas for reaching out to people, could be current or potential. New respiratory program, just some miscellaneous outlines. With summer being around the corner, I wanted to, I like this. With summer being around the corner, I wanted to reach out and offer a chance to share some fresh recipes and oil tips for your summer routine. Is that something you think would be helpful? And then great, would you like to just chat one-on-one via Zoom, or would you like to gather a few friends to do it casually over Zoom and get a free oil from me? And so connecting that way. And the last one I want to give you, because I have 10 messages to respond to tonight from this, is the BOGO Box follow-up. So if you don't know who ordered BOGO Box on your team, I'm going to help you, but ask them, has it arrived yet? And then say, great, have you started digging into it yet? Would it be helpful to connect and go over a personalized routine for putting them to good use? If you do not know this yet, if you can get face-to-face, Zoom to Zoom, face-to-face with your people and help them make a new, even super simple routine for their BOGO oils, or even oils they already have on hand, answer their questions, engage with them, so much fruit comes from that. If you could even book 2 of those in the month of April, you would be so glad you did it. So look, I have the list from everybody who commented on Monday's BOGO Box post in this document. So you can go through and you can pick who your people are who got a BOGO Box. I bet you could book 3 appointments tonight off of that. Okay, so that's all in there for you. I'll share that outline, but have fun with those, make them your own, okay?
Wow. That's great. That's
Okay,
awesome.
so I'm gonna hit the pause button on screen sharing. Is there anything important in the chat box that I missed up to this point? How are we doing? Any questions? Okay, nothing right now, I don't think. Okay,
I just was
so
asking Laura Whip, can you write on those? You're the only one who has it, I think, so far. Can you write on that, like the oil sample?
That's a really good question, Susan. No, it doesn't seem like, maybe with a Sharpie, everything else would kind of rub off because they're glossy, but you can certainly put a little cap sticker on them saying what oil it is. I would recommend doing that. And then you could add a little note, put it inside of a note card in the envelope, or just a little Post-it note or something.
Thank you.
okay, so Melissa, what we were gonna do next was like do the team map, and I didn't figure out a good way to do that. I couldn't figure out a good way to do that. So do you think we should keep going, or do you think I should try it with pen and paper?
Well, do people have pen and paper handy?
Oh, well, I would just have to do it and then like, I don't know. No, all right, okay.
Let's see. Let's go through everything and see if we want to add that on, see how people feel.
Okay, that sounds good. Sorry, guys, a little conversation there. Okay, so leadership was really good. There was a lot of really great nuggets. My mom has done a good job of like pouring through the recordings and making like taking really good notes. And I think that like one of the biggest takeaways of all was like the importance of vision, of like knowing where you're going in order to be able to get there. And I think our team has like come a really long way. I think we like for those of you who are with us, I think it's okay to do like a quick little flashback. In 2018, we like had vision, we like powered forward really beautifully. And then I think there's been like, I think we powered through with only one direction. There was like one way. And so then there's been like lots of different ways, but we're all starting to row again. But we don't really know where we're going. Like when my mom asked me on my interview, she's like, well, like, what's like your vision? Like what's happening? And I was like, I actually have nothing for you. So I just think it's an area of growth for our team, for us as individuals, and for our Fierce Leader team as a group, right? Collective vision and individual vision. Where are we going and how are we going to get there? So Mom, do you want to just talk briefly about the difference between vision and goals before I go to the next part?
Yeah, just a second. Okay, so I had an epiphany when I was listening to Wendy Riefenberg talk on one of the breakout sessions from leadership. And she talked, her talk was called Strategy to Success. And she talked about how there's a difference between vision and goal. And I mean, all day long, I'm exaggerating, but people say in this industry a lot, well, what's your why? And I never can figure that out. I don't understand what that means. And I've pretty much decided, if you want to put me in an early grade, keep asking me that, because I don't really understand it. But what I can understand is what the difference is between a vision and a goal. So I'm just going to tell you what Wendy said, and I thought she did a great job. So the vision is like 3 miles off. You're looking at the end result of your work. You're looking way down the road. So at the end of the month, where do you want to be? That's your vision, like on a monthly basis. What would it look like? And more importantly, what would it feel like to achieve that vision? And then what the goal is, that's the small stepping stones that you take to get there in the time frame that you need to get there. So you've got the vision at the end result, and then your plan day to day that will get you there. When you've got your vision and your goals locked into your mind on paper, in a rank planner, and when you ask for and truly want accountability, when it gets hard, you can keep going. You allow nothing to pull you off center and off of your plan. So that's the difference between vision and goal.
So I think that the idea of creating a vision is a process. I don't expect us to like nail that out in a night, or, I mean, if we were to like to do a retreat for 24 hours, I think we could hammer it out, but I really just want to plant the seed in your minds and in your hearts to be thinking of like, what is the vision for my business and what is the vision collectively too? Most importantly about your business, I think that our collective vision will come. And so what I am going to do though, I've got like a couple of questions written down that help kind of like get you started thinking about what that vision could be. And I think let's just take like 3 minutes. I don't care if you type them on your phone, like your answers. I don't care if you write it on paper. But let's just like take a peek at those just to get our wheels turning. Can we agree to get our wheels turning even if we don't come to our final answer tonight? Okay, good. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm going to read you the first one and I'll put it in the chat. Okay. So what is our organization, what are Fierce Leaders like passionate about doing for our people? What are we passionate about doing for our Fierce Oilers?
Sorry, do you mean individually or us as a collective group?
Yeah, I think you can answer. I'd say go with your gut. You can answer that. Do what you want. You don't have to answer. It's verb, like the verbiage is for a group, but it can be individually.
Okay.
I'm kind of answering individually, I guess, but it's kind of weird because I create a lot of this stuff. What? Okay, next up is what are we best at and where can we continue to excel? And again, that could be what are you best at and where can you continue to excel at? The third one is, I might skip that one. How about this one? What are the things that we need to concentrate on to dramatically exceed our goals and objectives? What are the things that we need to be concentrating on? So go ahead and finish writing your thoughts on that. And again, I plant the seed, keep thinking about it. I think we're going to keep that conversation going. I think it's a process. And it's not all group focused and, it's individual too. If somebody has like something about their vision that they'd love to put in the chat box, I think that's great. If you're like not there right now, that's fine too. But vision is going to be really important. And I hope you can kind of start to feel that and see that, like, when you think about what we're doing and that piece of it, I hope that kind of falls into place well for you. So, we want to work on our vision. Like, what's the like the plan? What are some of the things that we haven't like want to be able to do or have in place to help us with that and help us with like, I think our team has great synergy and great things going on, but like, what can we add in? Just like super simple, but what's the next step in that? So Sonia is actually going to share first about a really interesting technique that I think that like, it will be familiar to some of you because we've kind of done it in different ways, but I think that this is like a really good explanation of it. So Sonia is going to explain that for us.
Okay. All right, so listening to leadership, one of my biggest takeaways, and I kind of shared some of the things within the Fierce Leaders Facebook page, but Betty Torres, so she's always been like somebody I've kind of looked up to. I've gone to her classes here locally when she had them, and so I was really interested to see how she's really shifted, because she would do phenomenal in-person classes, and so how she shifted into this online virtual only environment, right? So a lot of those takeaways were good, but something that I wanted to talk about was a time management technique, which I think it would be helpful to me and probably anybody else who's busy, like has other jobs going on and just needs to really schedule in a little bit of time and get a lot done in a short period of time. So that's what really spoke to me. So she does what's called a Pomodoro technique. I think it's kind of similar to Brenda's tech splitzing type thing, but you all come with your own project. Like it could be like, I'm envisioning like a Thursday evening thing, same time every Thursday night for a half hour. You come with your list of people that you're going to reach out to, whether that's texting, emailing, calling, whatever. You come maybe with the graphic and the verbiage that you're going to use. Like you come prepared, ready to go. So that 30 minutes that you're spending is literally like income producing, results producing activity. Okay. If we do a Thursday night, I'm thinking it would be great to remind people about CE classes. And so whichever one of us is leading, we could totally have a graphic ready and maybe even the verbiage. So like that would even make it easier for you. Just come with your list of people. And so she says 2 to 5 people. I think we could probably make it as big as we wanted to. They're just like a work session. So we take 5 minutes, we just go around really quick and say what we're gonna do. And then we jump on a Zoom like this, we say what we're gonna do, and then we can shut our cameras off. You for surely mute yourself. Cameras can be on or off. And then we set a timer, 25 minutes, and you go to town and you just nail it out. And then right at that 25 minutes, we regroup, we just talk about what we accomplished, and we're done for the night. And I just feel like that would be a really great way to utilize time. And I know every week I'm like, okay, I'm going to make calls on whatever night. And like, I literally don't, because it just, something with the family comes up or this or that, right? So if there was something scheduled in, I think it would be super productive. So that's something I would be ready to, start doing here sooner than later. So if anybody wants to join in, and we're thinking Thursday, I'm either thinking 7 to 7:30 or 7:30 to 8. So if anybody has any input on that, what would work better?
Thanks, Son. That was an awesome explanation. Yeah, I'm there. I'd say spearhead it, go. Sonia just signed up. Yep, 7:30 to 8 sounds good. You're getting feedback already. So, so Pomodoro technique, definitely. I think that's something we can add in. I think that's something that makes sense to many of us. So that's one piece of it. The second piece, I'm going to share my screen for this one. I want to talk about the business building guide. Okay, so this is something that doTERRA announced. Like typically they announce a tool during leadership, and I always it's like approach avoidance for me in the past, because I'm like, what am I, and all this is just a summary of everything we do in one place. This is not changing directions. This is not like even really new. This is just like a beautiful summary of the things that we do in one place. Okay, so a lot of you probably already have your hands on this. If not, would you ask your leader? Okay, good. But it's great. So BBG, business building guide. Natalie Goddard like did a whole presentation on the BBG, and I was like, what is the BBG? And so business building guide. So basically there's a course. I know you're like, Amy's always talking about courses, but like, let's be honest, for some of us that really resonates. And so I really want to pay a lot of attention to the BBG because it's all done here. Amy doesn't have to create anything. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And they've got the course, and the course is free. And I have no doubt, I haven't started it because life, but it's really well done. So you sign up from the course, and then you can do it with other people, or you have other people. It's very like straightforward. So there are videos, quizzes, printable worksheets to help you plug through it. But I just think that this is really good stuff. So this, I want to be incorporating. I want you all to have one to be able to use it, to refer to it, and really utilize it. And I'm excited to figure out the course and see what that looks like. But I don't feel like it's something that I have to go through first and figure out and digest and like give to you. Like, it's there, like you go do it. Like, we can do it together. But the BBG is definitely next up on the list. Okay. And then Melissa.
Okay, so we're talking about tools that are going to help us reach our vision through the goals that we set. And one of the things that was really, really on my mind as I was listening to leadership was pulling out the old rank planners. So some of you that are newer had never had anybody do that with you. And I remember back in the day when I would set up a call with a leader and they would be like, show up with your rank planner completed. And I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that. It doesn't work with my brain always. But you know what? When I completed a rank planner, it's a tool that helps you figure out where you are, where you want to be at the end of the month, and how you're going to get there. So it breaks it down. It's very easy. In this BBG guide that Amy was just talking about, there's an elite, it's called an elite planner. And this is amazing to help your people go through the beginning steps. It's very well laid out. It talks about what volume they need. It talks about what their current volume was from the prior month, maybe what they're hoping to achieve through classes. It helps them schedule classes. It's a great tool. And then back to basics, Elise Chedevi, which we have been using some of her techniques. I mean, gosh, CE and EOME are hers. And so she has a rank planner for every single rank from elite all the way up. And Amy's going to screen share the premier one. And I think this is a premier builder worksheet. And for me, who is not numbers minded and tends to like to fly by the seat of her pants, I tell you, I can use this. I can do this. If I can do this, anybody can do this. But we have the links. We can show you where to get to the links. And I know that that is going to be something I'm going to start offering my enrollments, that if they want to start doing that, I would like to do it for 60 days with people. Set up a call, fill out the rank planner, and let's go. Let's see what we can accomplish and help you understand more how to get to where you want to be.
Okay, thanks, Mom. So you know the things that you need to know logistically. We're going to be working on vision. That's important for our 2021. And then the specific things would be Pomodoro technique and the BBG and that course, and then rank planner, if that's something, or tracker, rank planner. I always use the wrong word. Okay, is a great tool to be adding into. So that's everything for tonight. What I was going to say is, well, watch for the recording and the links to outlines and all that. I'll put it in the team app. If you're not in the team app, please be in the team app. Okay. And what I think my mom and I will do, and anybody who wants to, we'll stay on here for a little bit if people have questions or things that they want to kind of chat through and figure out. And if you're ready to sign off and go start plowing through my outlines and your BBG, then that's great too. Okay.
Any questions?
We want the 24-hour retreat, Amy.
What'd you say?
We want the 24-hour retreat.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that?
somewhere.
Somewhere I know I did say that.
I have a question for Laura Whipperman. Laura, do you feel like just because those are little lavender bottles, I know you talked about you could put a label on saying it's wild orange, but I feel like this thing in my brain that it should only be lavender in there. How do you, can you lean into that a little for us? Oh, you're muted.
Here she comes.
No, I don't feel that way. I just think that's, that color is doTERRA's color. That's why it's purple.
Okay.
So just put your cap stickers on it. So I wouldn't want to have to purchase them in all those different colors anyway. I mean, you just
Yeah.
can't do it that
Yeah,
way.
that would be a nightmare.
That's
Um,
true. If you play that out, that's a
video.
nightmare.
Laura, do
Just
you
the
think
Sharpie. I like that Sharpie idea too.
Laura, do you think that you can put in like we're doing a baby class and I wanted to send people a little sample of the diaper cream. Would you be able to get a little in there? Okay.
You're right. You can even be non-oily products in
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, I think the personal care products like some facial line, I think we could do really creative things.
I have honestly been thinking this whole time that they were like launching lavender and then we were going to start to see all the oil bottles. And I never played out in my brain what a nightmare that would be. Like I didn't like think it through that far. So yeah, actually praise the Lord for purple, one color. No, that's very interesting. Laura, have you actually sealed one up yet and teared it off and like rubbed it
Yes.
on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
Okay.
couple of them. I thought, first time success could be a fluke, right? So I did 3 of them and they all sealed really well. I don't happen to have a flat iron. I have a curling iron, so I just use that. But you just hold it for 3 seconds and it seals the bottom and then you rip the top off where it looks like there's a bottle cap. And it comes out. They say it can hold up to 25 drops. Frankly, I would never put 25 drops in there.
Who sampled somebody 25 drops?
If you give them 25 drops, they're never going to want to buy an oil, right? And it'll make it puffy enough that we're sending it in a flat envelope is probably not going to be the best option anymore. So you just put a few drops because like you said, Amy, when you were talking about it at first, it's kind of a one and done. Like once you open it, you can't seal that back up. So you would need to prop it up and stand it up if you had more drops in there. But so just put like 3 or 4.
That's so interesting.
I actually watched a video of a lady way like a year ago was talking about these and she was like, and then after they use it, they fold it over and they put a paper clip on and then they have it for their next time. And I was like, no.
My people.
Really? I really like that because I think with the drams, people do that, right? Even if you only put a few drops in there, people use like a teeny tiny little bit and they're like, oh, I didn't notice a difference. I'm like, there is nothing that came out. So I kind of like that it's just like one and done. You get your experience. Hey, let's talk about it. I like that better actually.
Yeah.
What's the price per sealed envelope or little thing, Laura?
Okay, you do the math, Susan. You pay $22 and you get 100. So that's what, 22 cents?
Tanya, 22 cents, right? Tanya, she's my math lady.
22 cents a piece. And
Wait,
then
what was the numbers again?
there's
100 divided by 20 or 22. 22 divided by 100. Why am I trying to explain
like
this?
4
I
cents.
stink at math.
4 cents.
What?
4 cents.
$22 divided by 100.
Well, oh, it's $22?
You said
Yeah.
22 cents a thing.
Yeah, 22 cents and then 55 cents. This is what is the biggest savings is it's 55 cents stamp to mail it
Yes.
instead of $4. That's where you win.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I just totaled up all of my postage expense for the year and it was my second biggest item line.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey, do you guys want to, oh, go ahead, Jerry.
No, I was gonna say, plus the cost of the mailer envelopes too. Those are more expensive than a regular envelope. So, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I was going to share something that I was doing this month that I'm excited for. So one of my customers is like a brand new Zumba teacher. And so I offered to gift her like a Zumba blend roller, like to congratulate her on her like certification. Then I was like, wait a minute, I should be like making 10 to 15 of them. I can make, she's local, and give them to her and be like, people who come to your class should be able to get these. I can get my contact info on them with the template I have that I just switch out. And so I've got like some yoga instructors, like people who are doing things like that like strategically to be like, hey, if I get you 10 of these, do you want to offer them to your, customers, kind of a thing. So I thought I was like, oh, I could do so many things with those little blends. So now I have to go like pretend I'm a yogi and figure out a blend, but I'm like, whatever. I know, right? Cool.
That's a great idea though. Way to utilize that and think bigger. That's a super great idea, but it is a little funny. You pretending you're yogi. I love you.
I know people think I am. I'm like, oh no. Also shout out to Danielle and Kelsey. They shared their top secret brews, babies, and basics class format, which is unbelievable. Can we just amazing. So my mom and I are doing two this Saturday morning and Monday night. Em and I are going to do one. So it's a really good format. It like follows the premise of like the things that we do. It's nothing, but it's just really well done. So thank you, Danielle and Kelsey. And so if you want to like see one of those or see what that's like, I think it's okay for them to be on, right, Danielle? Is it okay that I said that? Okay, good. I know, it's just like, you weren't supposed to say it.
You
So
made
we
me
were-
blush. I can't tell if I'm sunburned, but I feel like I'm sweating and
A little
blushing.
bit. Sonia, I did Zumba once and I dropped the class. So I want you to know how that goes. Okay, good.
I had to ask them to cut off those shaking coins because I was going to have a heart attack and I didn't want them to come see me with those on the floor with all those things on.
Cool.
Danielle, I wanted to ask you, what did you send, or did you send samples for the babies class?
I did not send samples for the babies class.
Okay.
And I
Well-
don't know if Kelsey did or not.
Okay. Well, how would you feel about the idea of inviting somebody and sending a little of the diaper cream in the mail or something like that? What do you think?
Oh, I think that's a good idea. I use that every day. So
A little here, a little here. Ooh, okay. Awesome. Sonia, on the diaper cream, you mean, is one application enough for them to know? Yeah. Zella, you can turn around Zellas in one diaper, in one change. Yeah. So I think if that's like an issue, if it's like something that they're like familiar with, like I never use diaper cream with WIT, but I'm more familiar with it with Zella. And so it is a one application noticeable. Yes.
yeah, I had a friend that I like gave it to her at her baby shower, and she was like, when he had a rash, that was the only thing that like actually soothed him. So I thought that was really good feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great first aid cream too.
One other thing that I've been doing that I think I've gotten really good feedback on is like, this is my season of life, but people are having lots of babies. And so I'm just dropping a 5 ml roller of like a happy mama, calm mama, a teething roller. Hey, you're going to be really glad you have this when the time comes, like boom, 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 little things with a little note in the mail. And like, you could do this for anything. Like we talked about it for like a new home, here's your diffuser blend to celebrate your new home, but like be watching for those things that are happening in their life. Like I sent one, there was like a super terrible thing that happened to a friend. And I was like, I just sent some peace in the mail and was like there. So it can be like little, it can be big, but like pay attention to those things and think of like, what do I have that could help them or be like a sweet gift?
I think one of the things that came across from leadership was that we're like problem solvers for people. We listen to them and we help solve their problem. And just in the act of listening, it means so much. People remember us because we care. We're not just blowing hot air. And yeah, there was something else I was going to say, I forgot. Escaped me.
So Amy, do you reach out ahead of time and ask for their address?
If I don't have it, typically for the most I've had it, but I'll say like, hey, can you send me your address? Like, to the mom who's got a new baby, and then I'll just drop it in the mail. So yeah, I just ask if I need to.
Oh, I know. Amy's in the season of people having babies, and all of my friends are losing their parents. It's sad, but it's true. It's where we are. And I send peace roller bottles. I make a little peace blend with a little roller, and I use a 2 ml actually. They're pretty, and send it off with a handwritten note. And then I try to write in my planner when the anniversary will be for them, and try to remember that too, and ask them how they're doing in a year or maybe in 6 months. So people never ever forget a kindness. And I think that one of the things that has impressed me too is that everybody has a story. And I don't know if you saw my Easter post, but I said, Bob, and I want to know your story. And just asking somebody, what's your story? What's going on? And giving somebody the opportunity to share is really profound.
Yes, track it, make notes. Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay, so I've actually been doing what you did, Amy. Okay, so here's my question. So I know a few mamas that just had babies, and I did at the mama mark. Sonia gave me a list of different like roller bottles, and one of them is like for stretch marks, and I've given them to 2 moms, and then one I gave the help with the milk producing. Okay, so I'm okay with doing that. I have the stuff, but I don't know how to then, I don't know how to sell it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, here's a gift, I'm gifting you, but how do I like tell them? I don't, that's where I'm stuck. I don't know. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I do. I have a thought. I'm just going to jump in and say, you could, with the little note and the thing you're giving them, you could send one of our, Laura Whipperman shared the screenshot of it, all of our events, and say, we're having a class and I think you would really enjoy it. You don't necessarily have to seal the deal. You can invite them in so they can learn more. That's how I would do it. Amy, what do you think?
I like to, there's the image she's talking about. I like to I drag it out a little bit more relationally of like just the gift with a note. And then like maybe like in the 2 week to a month mark, be like, hey, how's your roller going? I like put a note in my calendar always to reach out. And then I always like to say like, we have like really great classes for your season of life, or I have some really easy tips for ways you can care for you and your babe. Would you like to see when our upcoming class is on that? Would you like to hop on Zoom one-on-one? And so kind of like lead them into the educational format of like coming and learning more. Because that's kind of, I consider that gift their like experience and their sample, even if it wasn't profound. And I typically, for new moms, not that those, I think those are great recipes. I think that the mood is universal. Like there isn't a mama. I have mamas who will be like, oh, I won't don't even open it out of the mail. Like we have people in the class back in the day won't even sniff the oil bottle, like pass it around them. And so to be like, this is just, you roll it on like a perfume for your mood is a really easy on-ramp and very like not complicated. And so those are my favorite. They're like really old labels. I just ran out of them, but you could use any blend.
I think I did the mama marks because I had those oils. I don't think I had the oils for the mood one.
Mm-hmm. They're unique.
So I just did, yeah.
Like even just Balance and Wild Orange or Balance and Serenity together are like a really great one. So don't hesitate to just make it up and put a Balance and a Wild Orange sticker on it and be like, this is my favorite new mama blend.
Okay.
It's super forgiving.
Oh, I use the Balance and Serenity.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Anything else we're missing? Anything else we should hash out? All right.
I was just gonna say, I really love, Amy, how we do the oily pop-ups, like kind of customized to that. So that's where you can customize some of the education. Like, I mean, like sometimes I've had folks that have just not gotten like EOMEs are just generic. And if we have like 3 new moms or, 3 people have lost their parents or having whatever, that's a really good opportunity to tailor your recipe class of oily pop-up. That was just what I was going to think.
For
And I
sure.
just have to say, I just sent out 5 texts before this thing, and Melissa will know, Roxana and her sister Laura, who I've been trying, and this is where patience comes in, right? I have been trying to get them on, and they're coming on Thursday.
Yay. See,
Awesome.
victory. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.